Hello everyone and welcome to Real Advice. And today we're reviewing this superhero film Wonder Woman 1984. And finally, after a year of delays, we're finally getting to see the film. And just in time to cap off the year, probably on a positive note. Now let's find out if the film was able to meet the hype, or was it a film that suffers the same fate as most sequels do. So in the film, as the title may imply, it happened 66 years after the first film. And Diana Prince, played by Gal Gadot, is now in 1984. She's now working at the Smithsonian and has been fighting crime on the side, but pretty much avoiding the limelight. Everything is going smoothly until she and her colleague Barbara Minerva, played by Kristen Wiig, encounter an unscrupulous-looking object. At first, they think this object as a cheap knockoff, but it eventually turns out to be that this object is powerful and can grant the wishes of anyone holding it come true. Chaos ensues as the stone gets stolen and gets into the greedy hands of the oil tycoon Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal. Now, before we start with our review on Wonder Woman 1984, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also give a like, share this video, or leave a comment. As we mentioned earlier, having missed out on film blockbusters for most of the year due to the pandemic, we were really looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984. We were hoping that it helps cap the year off on at least a positive note. But like everything else that's connected to the year 2020, nothing happens as planned. And Wonder Woman 1984 unfortunately was a huge disappointment. As much as it pains us to admit it, Wonder Woman 1984 was a bloated spectacle that was a hollow shell of the former film. There came a point in Wonder Woman 1984 that we just couldn't comprehend what was happening on screen. Well, this was a superhero film and it works on the realm of the fantastical. And yet, even with that knowledge, understanding, and even bias, the film just defied logic time and time again. And it had us rolling our eyes in a concocted mix of amusement, confusion, and mostly frustration. The biggest issue we had with Wonder Woman 1984 was that it just felt like it was a bloated mess, and the writing couldn't tie up all the elements together due to this. The themes, elements, and scenes just don't bind and coalesce together naturally, and we were mostly forcing a lot of the story just to have it make some sense. You get this feeling that the writing and narrative were taking the most complicated route instead of keeping it simple. This overcomplication and maybe overthinking from its writers made us feel like we were watching a technically deep sci-fi film than a superhero film. It doesn't help that the film was 2.5 hours long and had pacing issues also. The first two scenes in Wonder Woman 1984 were blissful and showed what could have been. And while these scenes were setting the tone and hype right, the film bogged down right after that. So anticipate to experience a very slow film focusing more on exposition than action sequences. While the film may sound a disaster at this point, there are bright spots. In fact, Pedro Pascal was perfect as the flamboyant and devious Maxwell Lord. He had a great performance overall and severely limited by bad writing, unfortunately. The dynamic between Chris Pine and Gal Gadot was still there and was the funny and emotional high that Wonder Woman 1984 needed to be at least acceptable. Overall, Wonder Woman 1984 was a massive disappointment as it misses the critical beats in its writing. The elements of making a great and outstanding superhero film are actually there, but the writing failed to make sense to most of its presentation. Our rating for Wonder Woman 1984 is 2 reels out of 5. Now, if you reach this point in our video, thank you for watching our review on Wonder Woman 1984. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Have a good day ahead.